Well, good morning. It's me again. And one of the things I would love to share with you is this issue of fixing or the need to fix somebody else. And I think look, as a therapist, that's really not a great thing to be doing. But even as a parent, I've really seen far better results from parenting styles that don't try and do everything for the child. Don't try and fix everything for the child. Don't try and take over what they're trying to do because you feel you do it better or it's safer or whatever the case might be. So what is this? What does it actually mean to fix? Well, it means that when I'm listening to something and somebody's telling me they have a problem for which they don't have a solution, that my first knee-jerk response is to step in and offer advice or take over and do it for them. That might sound just fine. In fact, a lot of us are educated to believe that that's what we're supposed to be doing. That's supposed to be the action of helping others. Well, I think it's fine if it's about your car and your engine is broken and somebody who comes along who knows about engines says, I'll help you fix your engine. I don't think there's going to be too much of a problem in that sort of scenario. Where it begins to create a problem is when we're talking about the person's own mind or their mindset or their belief system or their emotional state or their physical body. When we step in and try and fix that for them, the reason why this is really not a good thing to be doing, first of all, as a therapist, for those of you who are counselors or therapists, is that you disempower the person. The minute you show them how to do something, there is the assumption that you can't do it. You don't know how to do it. I'm not even giving you a chance. And that is a very disempowering scenario. In fact, I do a whole lecture on Are You a Fixer? Because what I try to teach in my QEC trainings to all my QEC practitioners is the opposite. Not to fix, but to hold a supportive space for the client to hear their problem and then to ask them what they might think the solution is. What would you do? What have you tried? And so on. That is a very respectful way of allowing the other person to begin to explore, maybe with some suggestions from you. Why don't you go into this part of the problem? Maybe you'll find an answer there, and so on. Can you hear how that's a very different thing? And to be honest, I found that with my own children, bringing them up, luckily I had been a Gestalt therapist by the time my kids were small, and I just behaved towards them as I was taught to behave as a Gestalt therapist, meaning I held a respectful space. I allowed them to grow and use their creativity and their own initiative without squashing it or trying to fix anything for them along the way. And quite honestly, you can do this from the very beginning. You can do this from the age of 2 or 3 when they start asking questions. And Mummy, what's this? And Mummy, what's that? You can start then already saying, well, what do you think it is? Should we have a look together? What's your thought? And doing that, promotes 2 amazing things. The one is the freedom towards creativity in that individual. And the second thing is immense confidence. I'm confident in finding my own solutions. And as a mum, I had 2 boys, and this is exactly what happened to mine. Both of my boys were very far thinking. They were ahead of their peers going through school. In fact, it did pose a problem on the other side because they were a little bit too ahead and too outspoken. But I supported them all the way. And as adults, they are very creative. They're very confident, and they are very confident in what's in them, their creative capacity. Nothing really holds them back too much. So I hope this fix-it idea has been something that you will consider. And as I say, for those practitioners who are on my mailing list, do come along to my next lecture on fixing it. I'll be repeating it in the near future.